Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here to do a Q&A for The Walking Dead. I asked you guys earlier to ask some questions, and you guys did, and we're going to be answering them today. Some great questions that you guys can tag along and answer some in the comments down below as well. Great discussion questions. I want to do more Q&As. I try to do one at least once a month. So here we are at the end of June. I hope everyone is doing okay. I know it's been a rough couple months, so I hope everyone is doing okay and staying safe. And I want to appreciate, I appreciate all the questions you guys have sent in and, taking the time to write these questions. And they're really good questions, so I'm excited to go through them and answer them. And again, let me know what you think about the questions and feel free to answer them in the comments down below. But yeah, let's get into this. Alright, so the first question comes in from Zach Dixon, The Walking Dead, TWD. He says, Q&A, how do you think Daryl will handle the Commonwealth with getting a job since he didn't really do anything before the apocalypse? That's an interesting one because, yeah, the Commonwealth are going to be, wanting to see what the other characters are, what are they good at and how they can be useful to the Commonwealth. And they do have, jobs and stuff like that. So that's a good question because I do think Daryl, but here's the thing with Daryl. I think Daryl will always do what he does, and that's scavenging. Even when they went to Alexandria, I remember, they were trying to get jobs there because before that's how they sort of did it in Alexandria. Everyone had a job, and everyone was Rick, Michonne became the security guards around Alexandria. So everyone was getting a job except Daryl. Well, he technically did get a job. I guess it wasn't like a formal job. But yeah, his job was to go and, scavenge and stuff like that. So that's what Daryl is good at. So I think he will continue to do that. I think it'll be interesting if the Commonwealth does it differently. But I would say Daryl is going to probably, do the same thing that he's been doing. Zach actually asked one more question. He said, do you think the Commonwealth soldiers will have the Stormtrooper design armor from the comics, or will they have a more realistic military looking armor? I think they're going to do the Commonwealth soldier design from the comics because I do think it's a very distinct and unique look, and I think they're going to try to make it as real as possible for the show. I don't think they would do something totally different because I don't think I think we'll know it's the Commonwealth no matter what design they do. But they do a pretty good job of sticking with the comics. Like, they did the same thing with the Whisper mask. They did a great job with that. They even got the design with the things on the back with the when they sew them together. They did stuff pretty accurate, so I think you're gonna do the same thing with the Commonwealth. So thanks again for sending in that question, Zach. Great questions. Thank you for sending that in, Zach. Great question. The next one comes in from Betty Smith, who says, in season 9 episode 1, when Ezekiel falls through the glass and is hanging upside down, do you think it is foreshadowing his death? I know we're on season 10, but still, I don't know. I don't think that would be a foreshadow because it happened so long ago. But Ezekiel, I know a lot of people are worried about him, because he is technically on borrowed time. In the comics, he's not alive at the part that we're at right now. But I think because the show has been losing some major characters, I think Ezekiel's going to be good for now. But your question specifically about the foreshadowing, I don't really think that was foreshadowing. At least I hope not, because I really want Ezekiel to stay alive. But so I don't think they would foreshadow it that early. So I think he'll be okay. Thank you for the questions, Betty. The next one comes in from The Walking Dead Universe Review, who said, what do you think will be in the last 2 minutes of season 10 that's so jaw-dropping? Yeah, I made a video about this when that news came out. And yeah, it looks like we're going to get some sort of a jaw-dropping moment in the last 2 minutes of the season 10 finale. Now, in the video, I said something that I think we're gonna get the Commonwealth reveal, which I'm still sticking to that because what else could be so jaw-dropping? I don't think Rick is gonna come back. I don't think Michonne is gonna come back. Maggie's coming back, but that's in the beginning of the episode, and they already announced it. So I think the last 2 minutes is gonna be the Commonwealth reveal or something. And maybe we see a huge community, a new community, and that's what it's gonna be. That's my guess. Great question. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What do you think that final 2 minutes is gonna be? Thank you again for the question. The next one comes in from Terrell Carter, who says, what do you think Carl will be doing if he's still on the show at this point with all that's happened since his death? I don't think he would be staying in Alexandria. That's what. No, I really wish Carl was in the show. I really do. I was watching some old Walking Dead episodes recently, and I just really miss Carl. But what do I think he would be doing on the show? Well, I do think there's a lot going on, so I think he would have had the Lydia arc, which I think would have been interesting. And I just think he would have probably been, I think he would have became more of a leader, especially with Michonne going. I mean, it's complicated because so much has happened, like his reaction to everything. But I do think, like, let's say their plan was to keep Carl until the very end. I think he would just become a leader. That's what he would be doing. I think he would be like a leader by now since all that time has passed. Like, Carl would be an adult by now, like a big dude. So I think he would be a leader by now. Especially with Rick, what happened with Rick, and then Michonne going after Rick. It would have been interesting to see a situation where maybe like Carl would go after Michonne or after Rick, but I also think that maybe Michonne would tell Carl to stay back and be watch after the communities and stuff. So I think Carl would just like be a leader. That's a great question, a really good question. Thank you for sending that in, and I'm interested to see what other people would think about that. What do you guys think Carl would be doing around this time in the show? Thank you for sending that in, Terrell. That was a great question. And then Terrell had one more question. The question is, do you think the best way for The Walking Dead is to end is with a shot of Rick reuniting with his family, even if we see nothing else after that? Yes, definitely 100%. I do think the best way to end The Walking Dead is for Rick to reunite with his family. It doesn't have to end with a shot of them reuniting. It just I do want that to happen though. And I do think if it ends with a shot of Rick reuniting with his family, that'll be perfect because we don't really need to see anything else after that because we get what's going to happen. We get that they're happy. Chances are the zombie apocalypse isn't going to get back to normal, or like the world isn't going to get back to normal from the zombie apocalypse. So like that's a really good way to put it, because if we see like the shot of Rick reuniting with his family, we know the characters are happy and we know what's gonna happen afterwards. They're just gonna continue doing what they're doing. So that was a good question, but yeah, I do think that's in my opinion, yeah, that would be like one of the best ways for The Walking Dead to end. Let me know what you guys think about that. Do you agree with that, or like what would be your best ending? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for sending those questions in, Terrell. Those are great questions. The next one comes in from Alpha The Walking Dead, who says, what happened to Glenn's pocket watch now that the hilltop has burned? Oh, that's a great question. I haven't really thought about that pocket watch in a while. Now, assuming from your question, I'm assuming that Maggie or Herschel Jr. doesn't have it, because honestly, I haven't been really keeping track of what's been going on with that pocket watch. But if it was at the hilltop, I really hope someone grabbed it, and I think they will. I think someone is gonna have it because it just doesn't make any sense for them to get rid of it. I know the hilltop is burned, but they could probably go back and get it too, I don't know if the pocket watch would burn, and I don't think any of the Whisperers would want to like take the watch, they're not that, why would they want to watch? So I think either someone took it or they're gonna go back and get it, but I'm sure we'll see it again, because I just feel like if we don't, that would just like, that's a very iconic piece, to The Walking Dead. So I think we'll see it, and probably somebody grabbed it from the hilltop. But that was a great question. Thank you, because I haven't really been thinking about that pocket watch, but that's a very iconic piece to The Walking Dead. So that's great. Let me know what you guys think about that. Thanks again for sending the question. The next one comes in from Mary Shells, who says, wrote my Q&A on the other video of yours. Oh yeah, I saw that. But the question was, in season 6 episode 14, the man next to Abraham said, you got this, I have to go fax this to Cleveland. Was this a slip up in writing, or are we to believe that there is no phone, TVs, etc., but there is a fax machine? And how would Alexandrians, Hilltoppers, Kingdom, or Oceanside even know someone in Cleveland? Or am I and my 3 friends I made watch it with me, so I know that it was sad. Just was hearing things. Caught you, The Walking Dead. Yeah, and yeah, I just did some research on it. I want to go back and watch it. Well, it's actually season 5, episode 14, not season 6. But yeah, someone says I have to go fax this to Cleveland, and they're holding up like papers. So I have no clue what that means. I don't think it means anything like important. I don't know if maybe it was like code for something else. I don't know, because that I just did some research on it, and yeah, somebody does say this, but I mean, that was way back in season 5 though, so I don't think it's important now. But yeah, that was weird. That was a good eye on that one, because I mean, I really don't know what to say about that. My best guess is it probably just means something else. Like maybe it's a code for something, because, I mean, why would you like? How would that even work? There's no computer, so you're right. There's nothing to do that with. So, I mean, it's season 5, so I don't think it's important now. Like, I don't think that would come back into play. But yeah, that is super odd. Thanks for letting me know about that, because that, yeah, I mean, I didn't really think about that, but that was just weird. I don't get it. If I'm mistaken and there's more to that, let me know. But for me, I don't really think it's gonna really mean much moving forward. I would probably say it just means something else. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't really think he really faxed something. I don't know what he was doing. But anyways, thank you for sending that in. The next one comes in from BXHW, who says, when do you think Fear the Walking Dead will merge into The Walking Dead, and who are the characters from Fear you'd like to see cross over to The Walking Dead? That's a great question. I think Fear will merge into The Walking Dead probably whenever Fear ends. I don't know how many more seasons they want Fear to go, but I think it'll merge into The Walking Dead once they wrap up. I would probably say, like, I mean, I don't think Fear the Walking Dead is going to last as long as The Walking Dead did, so I'm probably going to go ahead and say, like, maybe like season 7, 8. But characters I like to see crossover, definitely John, Morgan again. I want to see Althea. Well, I can't just name all the characters, but I'd probably say like Alicia, John. I'm not gonna say Morgan because yes, I'll say Morgan. Okay. Not counting Morgan and Dwight because they're already on The Walking Dead. I'm not gonna go ahead and say Morgan and Dwight, but Morgan and Dwight definitely. But Fear characters only, original Fear characters, I would say John, Alicia, and Luciana. I don't know. That's hard to pick. I mean, I like a lot of the Fear characters. I mean, I can't name all of them, but definitely John and Alicia. Those two, 100%. But I also really like Luciana. I mean, I like Althea and June too. They're new characters. I like them. I really like Strand. I don't know. This is so hard. I mean, if I could say 4, I would probably say John, Strand, Alicia, Luciana. That's just me. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. That's a great question. It's a tough question because I don't want to pick all of them, but that's really tough. Good question, BXHW. Thank you for sending that in. The next one comes in from Martin Carrillo, who says, what do you think Alpha will do if she was alive instead of Beta, and will Hilltop come back in season 11? I don't think Alpha would act that much different than Beta, because right now Beta's just getting revenge for Alpha, and Beta's really going all out. So Alpha would probably do the same thing. So I don't think Alpha will act that much differently than Beta. I think she would probably do the same thing, gather the entire horde of walkers and attack. And will Hilltop come back in season 11? I really hope so. I think it will. I mean, unless they get busy with the Commonwealth and they want to spend the entirety of season 11 in the Commonwealth, then it won't. But I would be shocked if the Hilltop never comes back, because the Hilltop, I think, is one of the best communities. I know there's only like 3 communities to say that, but I really think so, because they're so, like, the people who work at the Hilltop are very hard workers. They know how to farm and grow, and I mean, they could do that in other places too, but the Hilltop is just special. But I mean, I don't know. I really hope it does. I mean, the Barrington house that was burned, so that kind of makes me think that maybe it won't, but they could rebuild it. You never know. I mean, it's a zombie apocalypse. If they're not busy dealing with villains, there's not much else to do. So I do think, they could rebuild it, and I hope they do. I think it'll be pretty cool. But thank you for sending in those questions. Let me know what you guys think about that Hilltop question, because I could definitely see a situation where maybe they don't even rebuild it. They just move on from it. I could see that happen as well. But again, let me know what you guys think about it. Again, thank you for sending that in, Martin. The next one comes in from Cod King, who says, do you think the Walking Dead finale will come out this summer? I think so, or at least I hope so. But no, seriously, I would be sort of like shocked if they save it till, fall. I mean, I don't really know what's going on with the post-production. All I know is that California said people could start working remotely, in film and television back on June 12th, I think. So I don't know if they've been working on it, but The Walking Dead announced they're going to be at Comic-Con in July, the virtual, online Comic-Con, to talk about the finale. So I think if they're going to talk about the finale, I'm sure they're planning an air date soon. So yeah, I do think it'll come out this summer. Thank you for sending that in, Cod King. And the last question comes in from Darth. Zenon03 who says, do you think Jadis is the one who drew the picture of Michonne and Judith? Um, I mean, it could, because Jadis could have done it. I think everyone wants to believe it's Rick, and I think it probably is gonna be Rick. Because think about it, if Rick was like captured for a long time wherever Michonne was, and he was just in that room, in some sort of room, locked up for a long time, him drawing a picture of Michonne and Judith just seems very, like in character. Like that's something Rick would do, or anybody would do. Like draw a picture of your loved ones if you miss them and stuff like that. So, I think it was Rick. But I do think Jadis is gonna be involved in the Rick movies, and she will be there with Rick probably because she was there at the end. So yeah, I probably think it was Rick who drew the photo. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and thank you for sending that in, Darth Zenon. And thank you everybody for all the questions. Those were all really great, and I'm interested to see what other people think, so feel free in the comments down below to answer them. As far as this video goes, I am gonna wrap it up there, so hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating, and for more Walking Dead videos, be sure to subscribe. Stay safe everyone, and I'll see you guys soon.